This is an unplanned, unscripted video. I don't have a script, I don't have anything to read off of, I just want to spill my heart out, because I think what I just went through is complete bullshit. Mind my French. When I was a very young kid, I got gifted for Christmas a PlayStation Vita, which at the time was somewhat new. I think when I got it, it was still like a failed console, but it wasn't like totally dead. It was still getting some games, like Undertale, I think. Like it was very late end of the time. Anyway, that doesn't matter. What matters is I sold it for a PS4 instead, and I regret that every single day. I miss that thing so much. Well, here we are, like 10 years later. I have paychecks. I can afford my own PlayStation Vita. So the other day, I decided I wanted to finally buy a PS Vita. I found a little extra money in the bank. I sold a vehicle. I got a little extra money, and I decided I want to buy a PS Vita and relive my childhood memories. So I went on eBay, and I found an okay condition one. It was used, and I thought it was great. And the title said, ships in 1 day. So I bought it, and it did not ship in 1 day. A couple days go by, and the seller messages me, hey, unfortunately, we're going to be backed up for a little while. Is it okay if I ship it to you next month? And I said, no, refund me. If you're going to put ship in 1 day in your title, I expect it to ship in 1 day. Otherwise, you're just lying. So I was a little bit annoyed because I bought it because it said ship in 1 day, then it wasn't ship in 1 day. So anyway, I got my money back. It was like $184, I think, something like that. And I bought a different PS Vita for like $160, and this one came from Japan for free shipping. So I bought this second PS Vita from Japan, and it took weeks to ship. Like, it took like 2.5 weeks to finally ship out, and then like another 3 to arrive at my door. Like, it took an unfathomable amount of time. It was a very long amount of time for it to get here. And it was so much time, as a matter of fact, that I realized that if I just stuck with the ship in 1 day listing, it would have already been here by now. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Anyways, I got the PS Vita here, and I held it, and it was awesome. It was really, really cool. And obviously, the PS Vita is almost useless. You can't use it unless you jailbreak it. You can buy physical games, but because the PS Vita is like a collector's thing, all the physical games cost a lot of freaking money. And I wasn't willing to spend a lot of money on PS Vita physical games, so I wanted to jailbreak it, homebrew it. Well, I got this PS Vita from Japan, and I was like, this is so awesome. I opened it up, I clicked play, and I went through the UI, and I found something out. The Wi-Fi card was broken, which means it was impossible to connect it to the internet. You might be asking yourself, what's the big idea? You're gonna be jailbreaking anyway, and I know you're not gonna play any multiplayer games, aren't you? And you're right, I'm not going to. But unfortunately, the jailbreak exploit requires internet. You cannot not have internet. To jailbreak your PS Vita, you need internet. Okay? Well, how do you fix it? Well, unfortunately, I bought the PS Vita 1000 model, and I believe the 1000 model has 2 motherboard revisions, one of which for like 3G cellular connectivity, and the other one of which didn't have 3G cellular connectivity, and I had the one that didn't have that, which meant that there was no Wi-Fi chip to replace. On the 3G model, it was literally just like a laptop Wi-Fi chip. You could pull it out, put in a new one for like $10. Unfortunately, because I had the non-3G model, the Wi-Fi chip was integrated into the motherboard. So if I wanted to replace the Wi-Fi chip, I had to replace the entire motherboard. And can you guess how much a new motherboard cost? $100 fucking dollars. So if I were to replace the motherboard, I would be out $260 in total on this project. But if I returned the PlayStation Vita, I just get my money back and I go buy a PS Vita that actually fucking works. And you might be saying to yourself, like, you should have read the description closer. I'm sure it mentioned it. It did not. Nowhere in the entire description, in the title, in the images, did it ever say any issue about a Wi-Fi chip. If you looked at the listing, like I did, it said nothing about it being defective. So this seller sold me a defective PS Vita. And before he said anything, yes, I did all of the troubleshooting steps. I tried everything. I tried updating it. It wouldn't work. I tried buying a Vita data cable. That wouldn't work. I tried everything to get this thing to work. And nothing would work. It was broken from the seller. It was undisputably without a shadow of a doubt, the Wi-Fi chip was broken. Anyways, so I requested a refund. I said that this thing's broken and I don't want to deal with it, and that the description never mentioned the fact that it was broken. Well, instead of the seller accepting the refund, they sent me a little message. Oh, this is where it gets really, really, really fun. They said, hey, it's going to be really expensive for me and you to ship it back to Japan. Which, number one, is bullshit. You're the seller. You have the responsibility to pay for shipping because you said it was free shipping. So that's just lie number one. Number two, they sent me ChatGPT generated troubleshooting steps, which I'd already done. But since I'm such a nice guy, I did it again. I did all their steps, and guess what? It didn't fucking work. Wi-Fi chip's still broken. Anyways, so I replied, and I said, accept my return request, because this is just broken. I'm not doing something wrong. I didn't do troubleshooting steps. This thing's just broken. And then they responded again. Plus, you have to understand, this is Japan, so they respond at like 5 in the morning when I'm sleeping, so it takes like an entire 24 hours to get a response back to them. Anyways, so then they said, well, what's the issue with the Wi-Fi being broken? Just buy physical games and just play physical. Nobody plays the Vita for physical games, I promise you. I said no, and I was starting to lose my temper. I said, listen guys, you sold me a defective fucking unit. You sold me something that was broken and did not disclose it in your description. This is happening because you, presumably, didn't even test your own product. You probably, honestly, it's Japan, shit's really cheap over there. I'm sure they just found a PS Vita, like, for sale for cheap and resold on eBay, and they didn't do the bare amount to test whether the fucking Wi-Fi worked. This is their fault. So finally, after I admittedly lost my goddamn temper, they finally, after like genuinely a week and a half of debating back and forth, accepted my return request. So I grabbed the box it came in, and I grabbed the exact same bubble wrap that the PS Vita was wrapped in, and I wrapped it in and put it in the exact same box. And I sent it away and forgot about it. Like 3 weeks later, after it finally arrived in Japan, I checked my eBay, and I realized something. They didn't refund me my full amount. They refunded me 50%. Like $60, $80. Was it? Hold on. Like $80. And they left a really funny message as to why they didn't refund me my entire amount. They said the Vita was broken. They also said that the box was smashed and ripped open. I sent back the PS Vita in the exact same box they sent it to me in. The reason why it's smashed is because of shipping. Why is that my fault? That's not my fault. So finally, after like literally 3 fucking months, I finally requested eBay to step in. I said, hey eBay, they're saying it's broken, which is the reason why I returned it in the first place. Not my fault, their fault. And then the box is damaged because of presumably shipping. There's just a firework outside. Boom. Presumably shipping. And I set my phone down after requesting it. I took a shower and I came back out to my full amount of money fucking return. Oh my god. I'm just so pissed off about that. That just pisses me off so bad. Not my fault that you sent me the defective fucking unit without testing it. And it's not my fault that UPS International Shipping broke the box. It's just pisses me off, dude. That's all. I just can't believe it. So now I'm out of a PS Vita. And because I have other projects going on, I can't afford it. Well, I mean, okay. I can afford to buy a new one, but I'm using that money from the PS Vita for other things, like repairing my Cadillac and shit. And I could afford a new one, but I don't want to drain my money that much, so I'm just not going to buy one for now. It's a shame. Honestly, that was, like, the 10 minutes I had the PS Vita in my hand, and I felt the joysticks and the buttons, and I was like, oh, it's so fun to hold, was the best moment of my life. And now it's gone back to Japan, and I'm never buying from that seller again. Like, just pisses me off. Just fucking people sometimes, man. We're all struggling, I get it, okay? But come on. The bare amount of effort you could do is test to make sure your product works before you send it out. Anyways, That's about it. Remember, kids, always tolerate tolerance. I will see you guys later, and goodbye. All right. Bye-bye.